Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Dark Art Society podcast. I'm your host, Chet, and today we have Arpeggio Romiti on the podcast. She's a great artist. She does a lot of weird, dark art using beads, which I find really interesting. And we had a great conversation. I want to apologize ahead of time if I sound like I'm being, I don't know. I apologized. I wrote her afterwards. I said, I hope I wasn't being too much of giving too much unsolicited advice, because I know she is a newer artist. She's only been kind of gone full time over the last year. And I just can't help myself. I like to give advice to younger artists just because I want to see them succeed. But I know that could be annoying when people give you advice you never asked for. So just know that my best intentions are at, behind those things I say. And I think it has something to do with being a father, maybe too. I don't know. I don't know. I really I like to help people. I like to help, especially artists who are just starting out. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer so you guys don't think I'm a dick or anything or like full of myself or something. Anyway, so that's coming up. Really great conversation. I have been working on finishing some commission stuff and painting for Arch Enemy Arts art fair show they're doing. I forget the name, but Aqua Art Fair or something. The little skull flower painting for that. And that's pretty much it. Still settling in with the baby, the grandkid, helping out with them, picking up his other daughters from school and helping with that. So working, kind of settling into that new schedule and all. It's all good. Everything's going well. If you want to support the podcast, I forgot to say, please like and subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the podcast. There's still quite a few people that listen that aren't subscribed on YouTube. If you subscribe, it just helps boost the algorithm. You know, everybody says it, and that's because it's true. So I'm just trying to get more eyes on the podcast on YouTube. Because as far as I know, we're the only dark art interview podcast that I'm aware of. So I feel like there's a lot more people out there that would enjoy it. So hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to support directly, we have YouTube memberships now, and you can get the podcast a day or two early, the audio podcast or the video podcast, depending on what tier you sign up at. Or you could go to Patreon, patreon.com/darkartsociety and join for as little as $1. Also, if you join at the $5 and above level, you get a coupon for a 30% discount off of a skull shop human skulls. It's really amazing. They do such great stuff. I use skull shop skulls for all of my skull flower paintings because they're so good. That's it, I guess. I can't think of anything else. I'm reading my little list. I think I've said everything. All right, that's it. Let's get on with the interview. It's a really good one. All right, hope you enjoy it. Arpeggio Romiti. Here we go. Hello, Arpeggio.
Hey, Chet.
I'm a guitar player, so Arpeggio is like, when I first saw your name, I was like, that's kind of a trippy name, because that's how I know arpeggios, or from synthesizers. I like synthesizers, and there's like an arpeggiator, and it's about playing single notes of a chord, and like shredding and stuff. Arpeggio.
Yeah. I'm not a musician, so my dad is, so that's how I got the name.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah. Do you have hippie parents?
Yeah, like hippie metalhead.
My cool.
Mom, yeah. She gave us
awesome.
all weird names.
Yeah. Are you willing to share your middle name? Because you told me beforehand what your middle name was.
Do you just want the middle name or the whole name?
Give me the whole name.
It's Arpeggio Romiti.
Okay, what's the middle name?
So Azure, La Chapelle, Azure means blue. La Chapelle is the name of my French ancestors. It means the chapel. So translated doesn't
Blue
make any
Chapel?
sense. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any
Still kind
sense.
of cool though.
It sounds cool. And I recently learned my last name means hermit.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah,
Are you a hermit like most artists?
yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of perfect.
Uh,
Oh, you
it is.
you
It
just need to learn
is.
to play guitar so you can play some arpeggios.
I know. I know. My dad's a music teacher, I guess, and he's a hermit too. But
You never learned to play an instrument, and your dad's a music teacher.
absent father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So I got a cool name from him, so that's all right. But
Okay, okay.
no, I would love to learn bass, but
Yeah, I love bass. That's like my
yeah,
favorite instrument now.
mine too. I would kill to learn bass someday. Someday when I have
Yeah,
time.
it's kind of. I mean, if you have a feel for if you have a feel for music, if you have a feel for the beat, it's not that hard to play bass, like simple bass, because it's like single finger, you know, this
Hmm.
finger here push down and it makes this sound, move it here, it makes this sound, and you're plucking, and it's like, whereas guitar has all the chords and stuff, which are really difficult, you know. So I would encourage you just to go buy a cheap bass on Amazon like I did. I got like a $200 bass and just started jamming on it. It's so much
I
fun.
have no rhythm.
Oh, really? That might be a
Yeah.
problem then.
Yeah. I know I've tried a lot of instruments growing up and I just can't. I can't figure it out. I could teach
Yeah,
myself a lot of things, but not music.
yeah. That's that's how it goes. That's like me and dancing.
Oh,
Forget it.
I can't dance either.
Not gonna happen. Well, I thank you for coming on the show. I'm a fan of your work. I have bought pieces from you. I bought some cigarette butt beaded cigarette butt pin
Yeah.
for my wife, which I thought was so funny. And I dig all the horror imagery you do with beadwork. It's super cool. So
Thank you.
yeah, and I mean, when did you start doing the beading stuff? It's not
Whew.
that long ago, right?
No. It progressed quickly. Started in 2021.
Oh wow,
Yeah, and it's been a obsession. Like I can't stop. I can't put it down. I do it every day, all day.
that's the
It's just
best. That's
yeah.
that's the thing you should be doing as artists. I always say the thing that you are obsessed about. That's what you should be doing, whether there's a market or not. Just do it,
Yeah.
and there will become a
Yeah.
market. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never did embroidery. I've always done crafts. Like I've crocheted, I've hand sewn. I've done a lot of stuff. Um, but do you know those medieval paintings of cats with human faces?
I don't know if I do. It sounds kind of cool. Oh, wait a minute. I might. It's like I've seen pictures of animals, medieval animals, and they look kind of like they have human faces, but I
Yeah.
always kind of thought they just didn't know what cats or dogs looked like.
Yeah. Yeah. So those those
Okay, okay.
paintings.
Yeah,
I
that's so
was
weird. Look, they're so creepy.
I was bored one day and just like looking up those paintings. And I came across somewhere in the rabbit hole, I came across a portrait of a saint that was done with beads. It was like a 14th century German
Wow,
portrait. Yeah. And I was like, I want to try that.
that's so
It's
coare
just,
That
it's
was
just
it.
been, yeah, that was it. It was end of story,
Yeah,
nonstop. Uh,
that's so cool. But I mean, you yeah, have you been an artist since you were a little kid? I mean, I know you draw
oh,
and you
yeah.
do all kinds of stuff. So this was like who you were since you were a kid.
Yeah, I've always I still have like my childhood drawings. I always wanted to be an artist since I was a kid. I was always afraid to pursue it just
Hmm.
because I didn't know that there was a like financial stability or anything with being an artist.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I was always afraid. I tried a bunch of different colleges. Like I did beauty school and massage school.
Hmm.
It wasn't till now when I'm pursuing it.
Wow.
But yeah, I've always been an artist for as long as I can remember.
Cool. Yes, that makes sense. It's like we never know. If as artists, I feel like you never know. You have the art thing in you, and you like, usually artists like to make a bunch of different types of artwork or a bunch of
Yeah.
different things, like pencil and painting and sculpture and blah, 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 makeup effects, mask making, whatever. And so it's like, how do you pick which one? And a lot of time, like for myself, I was into filmmaking when I was like 9 years old, like Super 8 films. And then I got into special effects and makeup. And then, before that I was drawing and painting. So it's like the life takes you on a weird windy road. And then hopefully you end up on the thing that you're probably most suited for ultimately. And then that kind of can, I suppose, I feel like, this is where you're at with this bead stuff. It seems like totally your thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you like beading, it's like, and you're obsessed by it. Cause I was watching videos of you teaching people or pictures of you teaching people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not for, and also saw a video of you like stringing it on a needle, these beads. And I was like, man, this is not for everyone. This kind of work, because it's like super tedious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I love, but I know a lot of artists that are not into detail oriented stuff. So you have to be a certain type of person to enjoy that, let alone do it.
It's crazy. I wasn't like this before. Back when I was mostly drawing and painting, it was always like a get the piece started and finished in one sitting. That was what I did. And it got me nowhere. I feel like I didn't progress in my techniques. But when I started beading, it taught me to slow down. It really taught me to focus and to accept my mistakes, because it's such a pain in the ass to try to fix a mistake.
Right. I bet.
It's horrible. I call it surgery.
Yeah, right. You probably got to go in and carefully cut the string
Yeah.
and then pull. Oh, yeah. That sounds like a nightmare.
It's awful. I really try not to do that. Yeah, it's taught me to slow down. Someone recently told me that I must have the patience of the gods.
Yep.
I was like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think you have to have a certain kind of mind for it, or a certain kind of disposition, because, I know a lot of people that just could not do it just because they're not into that level of detail.
Yeah.
It's almost like pen and ink stippling in a way, where it's really tedious. I love that stuff personally.
That is drawing that I used to do too.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it kind of helped me, the stippling previous experience. I think it helped me with figuring out shading with the beads, because it kind of looks similar too with the dots.
Mm-hmm. All right. True.
Just trying to blend in the beads. A lot of people are trying to send me like photos of pixelated stuff, thinking it's the same, and I'm like, no, it's not the same.
No.
It's not.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay. So you got your inspiration from this one piece, this beaded piece you saw, and then I'm assuming you started posting stuff online, and then it kind of started to take off, because I mean, you're full time right now, or you're
Yeah. I quit my job a month ago.
Wow. How's that been? Don't blame me.
I've never not been employed, so it's been an experience. Like I'm not used to having my time for myself, like control over my time.
Right.
So I have to make myself to-do lists to make sure I'm actually like working. And I am a hard worker. It's just the mindset.
Yeah, you have to be the asshole boss kind of, and crack the whip on yourself, which is the hardest thing.
Yeah. Today I did not really do anything. I took a nap.
Right.
But yeah, most days I have a to-do list. I'm like, try to get at least half of this done.
Right. Yeah, and you have to hustle too. You just always have to be. It's kind of what sucks about it, I found, is that you always have to be thinking about money, which is the antithesis of why we're doing this in the first place, really.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to always think about money, and you have to always be thinking about, how can I bring in money, because you don't have that. when you have a job, you don't even have to think about money. You just think, you get a paycheck every
Hmm.
week, and it's like you just do your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks, but that's the reality of it.
I know when I was working and selling my beadwork and stuff, I kept my prices low, like hell yeah, just give it a home. I'm
Right,
stoked, people
right,
like
right,
it. And now I'm like, like this is my only income now.
right. Yeah.
And it's
so that,
scary.
yeah, so it has to count too, and it like puts a lot of pressure on what kind of stuff am I going to do? Is I
Hmm.
really like this idea. Is it going to sell?
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of never know what's going to sell. You think this seems like it would sell, and then you do it and it doesn't sell, and you're like, well,
Yeah. Well,
I've
it's
got
like
a ton of pieces like that where I thought for sure this is going to sell, and it still, years later it hasn't sold. So it's just like,
it's like my Alfred Hitchcock portrait I did.
that's a
I did
great
it
one.
for, yeah, I love it. Sugarmint Gallery did a Hitchcock themed show.
Oh, cool.
I made it and it didn't sell. And then, I mean, it was around election time, and I've heard that's kind of a bad time for
Yeah,
selling
it
art.
is. Yeah, it is.
But then I showed it at a couple more shows and it still didn't sell. And then I went to my hometown and did this market. And it was one of the first things to sell. And then other people kept coming back looking for it. And I was like, it's gone.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
where were all you guys before?
Yeah, yeah. Once it sells, forget it. Then everyone's
Yep.
going to come out of the woodworks looking for it.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happened.
But I found like that having tried to make things that I think we're going to sell. I feel like if I just stick with what I think is cool and just
Mhm.
live with it, I think more things sell that way. More things than trying to like. It's almost like the stock market or something. They say you can't really time the stock market and make money. You just buy things that you think I don't know, you products you use or companies you like, you just kind of buy into it and forget about it. And you'll probably have better luck in the long term in
Yeah.
that way. And I think it's like that with art too. It's just like follow that artistic impulse and just see what happens, because the more you think and try and plan like, oh, this is popular, so it's gonna sell. It's like I've done
Yeah.
that a little bit once in a while, like the what's that Terrifier clown guy?
Oh, yeah. Art the Clown.
Yeah, Art the Clown. I did some
Yeah.
Art the Clown paintings because I was like, I like that. I didn't really like the movies, but I liked the clown. I thought the clown was like the best part and really
Yeah.
creepy. And so like, okay, I can do that. But then they had in that part two, they had that little girl. I don't know if you've seen.
Yes.
And I
Yeah, I
thought
have.
that scene with her was so creepy, and the little
Yeah.
girl was so creepy, and so I painted that, and that one took forever to sell, and assumed it would sell. It's because it's a popular movie, but no.
Yeah.
But the
No.
art the clowns did, so it's like sometimes it works, but not all the time.
Yeah, you really can't predict it. I know people have wanted me to bead Art the Clown. I
Hmm.
just one thing at a time. I can only do so much.
Yeah, right, right, yeah, yeah. But I think also for artists that are doing things that are based on. I've said this on a past podcast I'm totally blanking on her name. I'm sorry. She does like more fan art stuff. She's a really good painter. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting your name. I'm blanking out. It's not that I don't know your name, whoever you are. Dina. Dina. I forgot her last name. Her name's Dina. Dina, if you're listening to this, I apologize. Anyway, I was saying, part of the artists who are doing stuff from films
Hmm.
and comics or whatever, pop culture references, it's like the things that you choose, unless you're only doing what's popular, the subjects that you choose are part of like your artistic perspective as well. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's part of who you are as an artist. With our artwork, we're kind of defining ourselves as artists. And so it's like the movies you choose to work from reflect on your personality as an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I feel about, like, I do those horror movie studies, and it's like I do a lot of weird, obscure ones because it's like this is all the stuff I'm into.
Yeah. I know there are a lot of weird, like more obscure stuff I would love to do, but a lot of people would be probably not know what it
Yeah,
is.
I know. I know. But you got to do those sometimes because it's like, even if you're not doing them a lot, you got to do them once in a while because there's always, you know, you'd be
Someone's gonna
surprised.
pop out and be
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
it's going to sell. And then everyone else is going to be hitting you up. Said they want it. And you're going to say, no, it's sold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, I guess, you're just, how are you deciding on what pieces to create with your beadwork? I imagine you have to look and see if, will this work as a bead piece? Because I'm sure not all
Yeah.
images would work well.
No, for like fan art, found images, a lot of it, I will go ahead and edit it to black and white just to see and play with the lighting, just so I can get like a visual. I used to do stencils, like spray paint stencils with my ex, and he would always teach me like if you squint at a picture, you
Yeah,
can kind
yeah.
of see the different shadows and layers. So I use
Squinting
that
is
to,
very important.
which what?
Squinting is very important.
Oh
Looking at
yeah.
your reference because it like crushes everything down into.
Yeah, and it kind of blurs it and simplifies it for you so you
Hmm.
can see the different levels. So I do that trick a lot. But what's crazy with this medium that I work with now, it's the only medium where I've had full confidence that I can make almost anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about that. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I can't make,
Hmm.
but I haven't really gotten to that because I have very specific I'm having a brain fart now.
Yeah, I do it
Subject.
every podcast at least once. You know
Yeah.
this.
But every piece I have made, like this year, I've been very busy. I've been showing in galleries for 1 year now,
Oh, great.
and yeah, I've been taking on everything thrown at me, and I've just been working with show by show by show. I haven't really gotten to just work on things that I want to work on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So like Sugarmint Gallery, they have different themes. I know you've shown with them before.
Hmm.
So like I did my Halloween stuff recently. They have a Stranger Things show coming up, so that'll be my next piece I'm working on.
Oh, cool.
I had a little solo show at Ghost Gallery downtown Seattle, and the gallery owner asked for more of my like teeth and cigarettes because those people love them, and for my fish with human faces.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, and so I just made a few of those, and yeah, I haven't really gotten to experiment in a while, but
Yeah.
that's my goal for next year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it goes, though. That's what I did when I first started showing. Is any opportunity, I would just take it to be in a
Just
show. You know,
say yes.
And just say yes and figure it out later.
Yep. And then you're hustling.
Yeah, but it makes you fast. It because you have to do it. You have to make it happen, and it's just like, and that makes you fast when you're kind of, I don't know. I felt like that pressure on me to not disappoint the gallery I had agreed to show with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this done. If I have to stay up all night, be miserable, I'm gonna do it. But then it like pushes you to be. I don't know. I feel like you become a much better artist. At least for me, it was like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get better with more practice. You build your
Yeah.
skill with more practice. So it makes
Right.
sense.
Right. But
And
also having to do it fast.
yes.
It's kind of like kind of a good exercise. It's not good to do all the time, but it's like kind of a good exercise, I think.
I know I wish I had like octopus arms so I could
Yeah,
work
right.
on more at once.
Yeah, that's the running joke around here. I wish I could clone myself, because I have
Yeah.
more ideas than I can do. I've got too many ideas and not enough me to do them.
I know I really want to make a big piece,
Yeah.
but I need I always have so many small pieces I have to make, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't have time for a big piece yet, but
What's the
that's
biggest?
a big goal of mine.
You know what I love that the one you did of, it's like a plant with a skull head hanging off of it. It's kind of like a tall
Oh yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I love.
that was pretty big. I don't have it. It's sold, but it's like it's pretty good size.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because it was like daintier work in the stems, it wasn't as involved as like my portraits. So it didn't take
Oh,
that long.
oh wow. That's
Yeah, I don't know how big that was though.
is that a design you just kind of came up with the?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just it was for this little like single day show for an art walk in Snohomish, which is a small town north of Seattle.
Mhm.
And I wanted to make a new piece. All my other pieces have been shown before, have been seen. They were older pieces, and I just wanted to make one new piece for this show. And I thought something different because I already had my horror portraits. I had a
Mhm.
couple of my fish people and a bunch of cigarettes. And I was like, I'm this is my time to do something different. So I
That
just,
could be a whole series.
yeah, yeah,
Especially if it's sold. If did it sell fast or like pretty?
yeah. It sold
Do
that
more of
night.
those. Do
Yeah, I
more
know.
because it's like it's just like with the skull flower thing for me that I caught on. I just caught this thing just by
Mhm.
just one of the things I was messing with and it caught on. So I keep painting them because they're fun,
They're
but it's like,
they're gorgeous.
oh, thank you, thanks.
Yeah.
But I just that's such a it's such what I like about that idea is that it is so simple. It's easy to understand.
Hmm.
It's like it just I don't know. I feel like it would be easy to do a lot of different variations of that in the same way
Yes.
because because I've been thinking about these skull flowers since that caught on that I'm thinking how many different ways can I combine these things and
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, this is really fun trying to think of these just taking two elements and trying to be creative with it became this really exciting challenge for me with these paintings. So it's like I could see you doing that. Not to, I don't mean to be like giving advice where it's not being asked about. But
No.
I just saw that and I was like, that would be I could see a whole show of those.
Yeah, like I want to do a whole like death garden.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the title of the show.
Yeah, I've actually I went on a long walk in my neighborhood recently just to take pictures of more flowers
Oh,
because
great. Yeah.
I I've been mostly like Google photos
Hmm.
and it's kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of hate it.
Yeah. Taking your own references is the way to go if you can do it. If you can find the things you need to take pictures of, that's really the way to
Yeah.
go. You know.
Yeah. I was taking a bunch of pictures and people's roses and they're probably wondering like, who is this freak taking a picture of my yard?
They gonna rob me? Come back and rob me?
What is she doing?
Yeah, I love those pieces. So you, how's the? You've been doing shows too. Have you been doing convention type shows as well,
Um,
or art show?
I
You know what I'm talking about, like art fair type things.
Oh yeah, so I've only done one market.
Oh, okay.
Um, and that was the night market in the town I grew up in, Wenatchee. And it was just a few weeks ago and it was crazy. It was crazy.
Crazy good.
It was crazy good. Yeah, I sold a lot of stuff. I thought I was
Wow,
gonna sell out.
amazing.
But it was also just it was crammed in one block and they said every year just gets bigger and bigger and they need to expand it to a second
Wow,
block.
that
But
is
it
so
was
cool.
also, yeah, it was also a reunion for me though, because I haven't lived in that town for almost 11 years. So I had all these people that I haven't seen in ages coming up to me and
Oh, how
supporting me,
cool.
seeing me. So it was a lot. It was a huge experience.
So it seems like if I hope you do that show again and you keep doing shows like that because if you've done well
Yeah.
at a show like that, keep doing those shows.
Yeah, I've learned markets are where the money's at.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a lot of work and they are
I
exhausting. It
know.
took it took
I
me like a
know.
week to recover.
I know. I know. And then when you get my age, it takes like 2 or 3 weeks. It's like the older I get, the longer the recovery time is. That's why I stopped. I haven't done any since COVID, actually. And it's like,
Really?
I know I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, but it's just the idea
Yeah.
of organizing that it's a
It's
lot of work to get that stuff together.
it is. And I had that setup that you saw the pictures of where people got to try out my craft,
Yeah.
which I thought was really fun. It wasn't as big of a hit as I thought it would be, but I think people were either intimidated or
Um,
maybe it was just too crowded.
that's what I was going to say. It's probably intimidation, especially
Yeah.
shy people. And it looks so hard to do too. And it's like you're
Yeah.
bustling
And
crowds and
I try to make it easier for them with like bigger, brightly colored beads
okay.
and like thicker strings. So it wasn't like the tedious stuff that I do.
Right. Okay.
Um, it
It's a
was
cool idea.
weird. Yeah, it was neat. And I wrote try me on, I wish I had it next to me so I could show you, but I wrote try me and people started beating the words. And I was like, no, just make your.
That's
So it was,
hilarious.
so next time I do it, I'm just gonna have to like draw pictures for them to bead because they want to trace the lines. And I'm like, okay,
Um,
that makes sense, but
that's
that's
so
not what I
funny.
was anticipating.
That's hilarious. Wow. So are you like in the process of lining up shows? Because I know there's a lot of these shows now, these kind of art market, art
Yeah.
fair, like more gothic kind of stuff.
hmm Well, I'm waiting for my business license to come through
All right.
because they all want people that have business licenses.
Okay. Right. Right.
Um, yeah, I there's a lot of markets here in Seattle and like Tacoma area. Like there's a morbid market, haunted farmers market.
Great.
Um, there's like curiosity markets. There's all
Hmm.
sorts. The punk rock flea market. Like I
Yeah.
know I have some artist friends here that are doing markets every weekend.
Wow.
And I don't know how they have the energy for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get a system down, I imagine to where it's like you're always making prints on your
hmm
downtime and you're packaging things in your downtime while you're watching a movie or something. You're just, you know what I mean, to where it's like all done kind of ahead of time. Then you have this stock, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna grab the prints. I'm gonna grab this that's been done 2 months ahead of time or whatever, and you just
Yeah.
have a system. You get these crates that are full of the stuff, and it's probably easier if it's all organized in that way. I imagine,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm sure you get a system when you're doing it regularly.
Yeah, that's what they've been telling me. I definitely did not have a system during my first market.
Yeah.
I tried, but
Yeah.
then like after the market, I just threw everything in the box. I was like,
Right.
just throw it in, get the fuck out of here. Like I'm hungry.
Yeah, right. But the other thing that's difficult, I'm sure this is difficult for you. It's difficult for me and every artist I talk to, and that is talking to people. Where not to say you don't like talking to people, but
hmm
it takes a lot of energy when
Yeah.
to sell your work, to be nice the whole time, even when you're not feeling great, and
hmm
to try and engage with people. That's like it takes a lot of energy. That's like a
It
half of
does.
it maybe for me,
Yeah.
it's draining.
Well, and then that market, I don't know if in California where you're at, if you guys ever hear about like you guys get a lot of fires down there, but
Hmm.
my hometown does too.
Oh yeah.
And they're dealing with a really big one right now. And during the market, it was really smoky, like ash was raining on my tent.
Wow.
And so my throat was raw by the end of that night.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was losing my voice. It was awful. It was hot, it was smoky. It
Yeah,
was,
that's terrible.
yeah, but I do have trouble answering questions when people want like the meaning of my art and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And like it always really makes me think like I don't know. Sometimes I want to make shit just because it looks cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's
Like,
how it is all the time as far as I'm concerned. I
yeah.
was thinking about this yesterday, oddly enough. I was watching this like a YouTube video on this critic who was taking this photographer around and showing him John Singer Sargent paintings in a museum. He's like this amazing academic
Mm,
kind of painter from the early 1900s, maybe something like that. Just all these amazing. You've seen his stuff, I'm sure, and the guy was like the photographer guy hated Sargent this is kind of a tangent, but painters love Sargent because he does these loose strokes and it always looks amazing when you step back. But it's like you look up close and it's like super loose strokes, simple one stroke. It looks amazing. And this photographer guy was saying, there's no meaning behind it. There's no meaning behind it. And I feel like it's more like he can't see the meaning behind it. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have a meaning behind it. And it's like most people, like the photographer guy couldn't see the meaning in it. And it doesn't mean the meaning's not there. And most artists, I think, that are making great work are not really thinking about the meaning. And no one wants to kind of admit that this thing about wanting to make art is just that it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 100% why I do it. And it's like, even finding the meaning for my artwork, you know, I have all these ideas of what it could mean psychologically and how it relates to the world. That's like secondary to me, you know? It's like, is it cool? Was it fun to make?
Yeah.
Then that's it. Well, you know what I mean? It's like, does it need to be more than that?
I don't know about you, but like I have to make stuff. I can't not make stuff. I've always had projects. I've always had projects like piled up in corners of my home. I've always been making stuff. Like it's not just a fun hobby. Like I have to do it.
Yeah, it's like a compulsion.
Yeah, like it has to come out of me. And if I go for a period of time without creating anything, then I know something's wrong with my mental health. Like I know something's not like clicking. Yeah.
And it can make you feel that way if you're not creating. I know for me, it's like if for some reason I get hung up on regular stuff that takes me away from creating, it's just like, I'm not in the right headspace. I'm not in a good mood. You know, I just don't feel good. But it's like, if I've created something, it just automatically, it's kind of like a drug in a way, because it automatically just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And you're like in a better mood and everything's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just weird compulsion we have, kind of, I think.
Yeah. And I have a hard time focusing. Like, I love to read books, but it takes me a while to get into a book. And I love movies, but sometimes it takes me a while to really get into a movie. But my art, I can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
It's a great
for
feeling.
Artists. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a weird meditative process.
Yeah.
You know, I still think it's kind of like a spiritual path.
Yeah.
What that means to you. It's like, it really feels like a spiritual path. Yeah. Okay, so what was I going to say? I was going to ask you something. So do you have gallery? How far are you lined up with gallery shows?
Well, so, I mean, we're at the end of the year. I've just got left, as far as galleries, Sugarmint has a Stranger Things gallery show coming up. So I plan on making a piece for that. And then there's like a couple little holiday like group shows that I like to just throw some small pieces in just for fun, extra money. But I don't really have anything big lined up at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I try to make stuff for every Sugarmint show that happens because they're fun. I love Sugarmint.
Yeah, they're great. They're amazing. Yeah. Super cool people too.
They're the first gallery to take me on, and so I feel very loyal to them.
Yeah. That's how it is with Copro and me. They were there at the beginning, so I'm in with those guys. I'll always show there.
And I flew down for Sugarmint's Halloween show, and it was the opening of a Copro show, and I was so mad that you guys are so far away.
Oh, I know.
Copro and Sugarmint.
I know. Like, LA is like that. It's so big.
It's huge.
You know, things are too, people in, I don't know, places like New York City or something don't realize that when they come here, everything in New York, you can kind of like get wherever you want and are, taking the subway in a pretty short amount of time. And LA is not like that. It's like a major thing to drive across town.
Well, and then even like Seattle, it's tiny. Like
Yeah, right.
you can get across Seattle in half hour to an hour depending on traffic.
Right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very small.
I worked in Seattle on a movie, and for 3 weeks I worked in Seattle, and I loved Seattle because I love the rain.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you live there you don't love the rain, but I love the rain. I don't get enough rain in California, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is my weather. It rained the
You-
whole time we were there. It was so awesome.
I do love the rain, but in winter, we don't really get snow in Seattle that much, but in winter, it'll be like the wet, dark season, and it'll just be
Yeah.
rain nonstop for like a month.
Sounds like heaven to me. I'm sure it's different when you're living in it, though. You
It's
know.
nice at first, but eventually you're like, okay.
Yeah, right. This is too much.
Yeah, and also we have this like stigma against umbrellas over here.
What?
So
Why is that?
only tourists use umbrellas.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's so
so we're
funny.
we're just walking around like a bunch of wet rats.
Right.
You're stubborn to use an umbrella.
That's funny. Well, I mean, I think that, you know, I think it's so cool that your stuff caught on so quickly. You know, usually this stuff
Thank you.
took me fucking 7 years before I was able to quit my job. You know.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I was selling it. I had a career going, but I still wasn't making enough to cover my expenses. And it wasn't until I got laid off that I was like, okay, I'm leaving now and doing this full time. So that's, I mean, but I do know sometimes usually it takes a long time. Sometimes it catches quickly. And,
Yeah.
you know, you are one of the lucky few that caught something, you caught the algorithm or whatever. You came up with an idea that people liked, and you're taking advantage of it and not like letting it slip away too, which is great.
I think it's not like caught on to, I mean, financially, we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
still learning. I don't think that it's like fully caught on to, I probably quit my job too soon.
Yeah.
There was,
Probably.
there was there were things about the office that I was in that pushed me out.
Okay.
Yeah. But also work was getting in the way of my work, so it was just time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But
But that's the thing. You can make it work if you have to. That's the thing. It's like Gabe, my friend Gabe, who comes on the show all the time, Gabe Leonard.
yeah,
he's
I
like-
love those episodes.
Yeah, he's awesome. But he's always like, you know, his advice is don't have a plan B. Because you just like have to figure it out. There's no choice. You know?
That's what my mom was saying too. She was trying to come up with plan Bs, and she's like, nope, I'm just going to let her do her thing. She's following her dream.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
No,
cool.
I think my stuff is picking up because it's so niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of beaders that do jewelry. There's a lot of like indigenous beaders. But I have yet to find any beaders that work the way I work or that make the stuff that I make.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people have the patience to try it.
That's what I was thinking too, is that what's cool about, I think this is true for people who do realism painting or anything that's difficult. You're harder to rip off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
how many hours do you spend on one of those things? It's like most people that are going to
A
rip
lot.
shit off are not going to spend the time to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you could see Laura Palmer that
Oh
I've got
yeah.
going
I
on.
was just going to ask you what that was. That's so funny.
Yeah, she's hold on. Let me
That's great.
Yeah, can you see her?
Yeah, that's great. That's
So
so
she's
awesome.
I'm about like 10 hours in on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kind of prepare like a tattooer almost, right? Where you kind of
Yeah.
like draw the outline and draw the shading and into line art, and then you kind
Yeah.
of transfer it.
Yeah, so
That's
I
interesting.
that's what I do. I used to use a light box and trace. I mean, because I do a lot of fan art, but I used to use a light box and trace out my stencil. But now I got an iPad, and that has been life changing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because now I can resize it, and instead of collaging for my fish faces, I do like Photoshop. But yeah, I actually created a little stack right here so I could show you.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so like this is like kind of, I don't know if I
Yep.
can, is
Yep.
it showing up clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
great.
so I create like a stencil and then I print it onto an adhesive printable fabric, like
Mm-hmm.
stick and stitch,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, for embroidery. And then I just bead directly on top of it. I kind of create my own paint by numbers in a way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I just work from a reference photo and then that like printable adhesive dissolves in water.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been life changing so I can actually get my planned out pictures how I want them. Before I would draw or paint directly on the fabric that I would sew on and it was just
Yeah.
it
That
was a
seems,
mess.
yeah,
It's
that seems like it would be difficult.
yeah.
So I mean, when you're choosing the beads, do you have like uh, beads of different like values or like dark over here and light over here, and then you've got a certain amount of grays, and then do you just kind of like eyeball it from your
Yeah.
reference, or do you have it literally like all these beads are in this area, this number bead, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, so I only use two shades of gray.
Really?
Yeah, I use black, white, and two shades of gray.
Wow.
Just four
Huh.
different beads.
You'd never know.
Yeah,
Doesn't
the
look
amount
like that.
I know that's what a lot of people say. The just depending on how I blend it can make it look different. But I eyeball it with the photo reference. I don't
It's
create
so cool.
a real plan. And I kind of hate that I call it like paint by numbers because it's not actually like a paint by numbers deal. It's just my stencil and I just kind of fill it in the stencil's guidelines for like where the shadows change.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose the size of the beads makes a difference too, because the smaller the bead, the more of a gradient you can make between the darks and the
Yeah.
lights, you know?
Yeah, and I work with size. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but I use size 11 beads, which are the cigarettes
Oh,
the
okay.
cigarette that you bought. That size is the size that I use.
Oh, okay. So you have one size that you use? You don't have
Yeah.
like oh, okay.
No,
Wow.
no, I
So
know.
so if you do a giant ass piece, are you gonna use those little ones?
Hell yeah.
That'd be so amazing. But you're gonna have to do more than two grays, I bet, at that level. Maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Or I imagine if you do a giant piece, you might want to do that one in a color too, if you're gonna go that far.
Color's intimidating.
Well, you did that Halloween 2 one with
I did, yeah.
that was amazing, and that was like proof of concept right there.
And that sold on opening night. I was very proud.
Yeah, that it's an amazing piece. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm sure.
Thank you. I think that
Sure it
one
sold.
was an easier step in color though, because it was kind of like grayscale, but red orange scale. It just like
Right.
changed to a different scale.
Right.
Yeah, I want to work with color, but part of why I chose grayscale is because of product and storage. I can't just
Right.
like keeping track of what colors I have and what colors I need. If I run out of a color, I can't just like mix paint to
Right.
make my
Yeah,
color.
yeah, right.
Like I would have to order it and
Yeah.
like wait for it to get
Yeah.
here. And
It just seems like, you really, I'm just, because I'm like a tech or what is it, process nerd. I'm really interested in how things are made of anything,
Mhm.
and so I always think about it. That's why I'm asking all these questions about bead sizing. Not that I'm going to do it. I'm just curious, But
oh, you should try it.
yeah,
You might like it.
I got my hands full. I got so many things I haven't. I mean, I would totally be into it because I like tedious stuff. I really like tedious, detail oriented stuff. But
Like the pores and faces I've heard you talk about.
yeah, it's like sculpting is just like it's so much fun to do that. But what I was going to say was, it seems like you could take an image, whatever your image is, and then break it down into the simplified color and it blocks like you do that, just like you do the outlines and the little highlights and this and that. But if you and you do it in color, and then you could sample the color and then have a little swatch, because you can save swatches in Photoshop anyway. I'm sure you can on the Procreate and the iPad too. You save swatches, and then you'd have just swatches, and it would literally be like a paint by number. You could print out your swatches, and you'd go, okay, so this is like 12 swatches of color, and then get beads for all of those. I bet you it would work pretty good. It seems like a good way to do it.
I have seen people work like that with when they're doing like shag rugs or or like beaded curtains or there is an artist that I follow that does beadwork, but she does it on a loom. I wish I could remember what her Instagram handle is, but she does. Have you seen those looms to make like beaded bracelets and stuff? She's done incredible imagery on those, and like she'll have like the different like images and grids. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, like that. I don't know if my brain could work that way, because I would worry about losing track of where I am, and I would have to like check it off every time.
I'm not talking about the grids. I'm talking about like, you break the image down into, to where like the shadows outlined, the middle values outlined, the highlights outlined, and you're putting, dark beads here, light beads here, and gray beads here. And it's like, it seems like with color, you could do that same process to a color image, like break it down to where it's super simplified and just like, reddish brown here, tan here, cool gray here, or whatever, and then sample the areas with the eyedropper in Photoshop and create little swatches, and then print the swatches out, so just be squares of color, and then that it's like, it would be exactly like paint by numbers though, and it would be like, in here, these are all number 12s. All of these spots in here are number 12s, and then you'd have like a swatch. Okay, number 12 is this light orange color or whatever, and then like, do you do that for the whole thing? And it seems like you could do like really lots of color and stuff, and not really even have to think that much about the color.
And you could probably even take the swatches, like if you go to a bead store and like
exactly, get the closest thing to it.
That is a great idea. I would love to play with color more, because that jack-o'-lantern was
amazing.
It really like popped. It really glowed.
I know. Yeah. It's almost like a really, really cool Light Bright. Do you remember Light Bright, or are you too young for that?
Yeah, I love Light Bright. It totally looked like Light Bright.
So what's the biggest bead piece you've done?
Oh, so before I got into my portraits, I actually did one that was, I want to say like 2 feet by 3 feet. Like it was pretty big.
That's big.
And I spent like 8 hours a day every day for 3 months working on it.
Wow. Did it
sell? No, I still have it. It's just like rolled up in my closet. I don't know what to do with it. It's just this like very colorful like skull kid and I ran out of beads for the background, so I put a gash in its head and used a different color beads of like color coming out. It's big, it's heavy. It was the first time where I was like, I want to see if I could make like a really like filled up portrait, a picture.
So it's 3 months about for something that size. So what's the size of the real big epic one you want to do? You're talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on like frames. That's another thing, is frames. I always thrift all of my frames, and so I'm trying when I make pieces, I try to create stencils that'll already fit in the frame.
Okay, yeah.
But I want to do, before I get into like my original art designs, I want to do like a big portrait of like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I feel like I could get some really cool detail in with that.
Yeah.
Wow. But I'm thinking about same size as that one that I did years ago. That one that I did that took me 3 months, that was when I first started beading.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like the first year, so I'm a lot faster now.
Yeah, yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine like a 6 foot
Yeah. So
huge? I mean, if you do a giant piece like that, it would be it would be so impressive to see in person at a show, I think.
yeah, I've actually had dreams to do something like that, like a life-size, like old school Nosferatu or a
Yeah,
human
yeah,
skeleton or something.
yeah.
I would love to. That would be, I'm just, but part of me also thinks like, okay, that's going to be heavy. How am I going to transport it? How am I going to store it?
How
What
are you
if I
gonna
have to
ship
ship
it?
it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. That's all. Those are all good points. And the other thing is like, because I'm in that situation too, where I'm doing small stuff because I can manage it,
Hmm.
and I want to do the 6 foot painting. I've been dying to do the 6 foot painting for 10 years, and it's like I don't have time to do the 6 foot painting. It's
Yeah.
like that's it's going to be maybe a couple months of not doing anything other than this painting, and it's like, okay, I guess I could plan it out and start it and work on it from time to time, but you know how it is. It's like it's hard to just like spend an hour on something and go back to other things. It's like painting, at least painting. I'm
No.
sure it's like this with beading. It's like it doesn't work that way. It's like you have to. I always say this. You spend 4 hours. The first 2 or 3 hours kind of sucks, and you're getting stuff done. But the last hour, you made more progress than the first three because you got to
Yep.
find that flow.
Yep.
Where you get in that zone, and then I get in that zone, then I don't want to stop. Then I end up staying up late because of that. But I
Yeah.
try and explain to my wife, it's like once you get in that zone, it's going to take me 3 hours again tomorrow to get back in that zone, and I'm already in the zone. So if I just stay up a little 3 hours
Yep.
later tonight, I'll get way more done.
But then
But
you lose time for next day.
yeah, I know you can't win. You basically can't
No.
win, no matter what you do.
I know. My friend was telling me, like, just start a big piece and just work on it a little bit at a time while you're working on your other pieces. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
Because also, I work in my living room.
Hmm.
And so then I'm going to have this giant piece just staring at me
Right.
forever.
Yeah, you might get sick of looking at it too.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
want that.
yeah, right. So I also wanted to ask you, like, so tell me about the horror influence and the dark art, you know, aspect of your work. You're clearly one of the dark art people and
Oh, thank you.
horror fan and all that stuff. It's like, how did that come into your life?
Um, well, I've always loved horror movies, even though I was a wuss when I was a kid. I
Mm.
loved them, but then they would scar me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a VHS collector. I
Oh
collect
wow.
VHS. Yeah, I have a lot of VHS. I still have the ones from my childhood. Like I have all the Chucky movies from when I was 13 and Nightmare on Elm Street. I've
Oh
always
cool.
loved horror movies. The dark stuff though, I was a little goth kid when I was 13,
Hmm.
and so I've always tried to make weird, dark, gothy art, kind of like a dark Alice in Wonderland type stuff is what I wanted to do when I was little.
Hmm.
My mom had posters in her home of like Giger's work and
No
Dali's work.
way. Your
Yeah.
mom sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she got me into Salvador Dali and H.R. Giger.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my mom's awesome. She's a metalhead and like into cool stuff.
That's so
But
cool.
yeah, so I think I have a lot of that to influence me.
Hmm.
I was always making flowers with eyeballs in them or like animals with human faces, which is kind of funny because I still do a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I've tried getting into colorful, like psychedelic art, but I've noticed what's it's kind of strange. I've got chronic depression that I've diagnosed when I was 11.
Oh wow.
But when my depression is really bad, my art gets colorful.
Weird.
But when
Without thinking about it, you just naturally start making more colorful stuff.
Yeah,
What a
yeah,
trip.
and it's always like an explosion of color. Like I cannot control my color palette. It's like
Wow.
disgusting amounts of color that makes no sense. It looks like a mess.
Yeah.
But when I'm like mentally like doing good, my art is darker. So I don't,
Yeah.
it's really,
More of the grayscale type stuff.
yeah, yeah, it looks more stable,
Hmm.
I guess you could say, like more
Mm-hmm.
structured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I usually, I know friends who do black and white, exclusively grayscale kind of work. And, you know, only a few can make it work. I feel like other ones are like missing out because people respond to color. Like they're missing
Hmm.
out on sales, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And again, I hate to say that even, but this is the reality. If we're going to make a
Yeah.
living, you just got to think about it in those terms. So it's like I kind of like encourage people that are doing black and white stuff to focus more on color just because it's
Hmm.
more acceptable. But I feel like you're one of the people that I never even thought about your stuff was black and white. Like for some reason, the fact that it's a bead, it's just there's something about it. It has, it feels like it doesn't need color. I mean, as
Thank
much
you.
as I like the color one,
Hmm.
it wasn't until I saw that color Halloween two piece that I was like, oh, all her stuff's in black and white. It didn't never occur to me because
Yeah.
it looks perfect. It looks cool that way, and it is also very goth. I have to say, black, white, and gray beads. It just is. I don't know. It just seems right to me. It feels right to me. So, I think
That's
you're one of
funny.
the
Is
like Travis Louis is a guy that I don't know if you know Travis Louis's work. He does all black and white, really great
yes.
rendered stuff. And
Yes.
Lori
I,
Lipton's another artist that she does amazing, all black and white, and it's like,
mhm.
so
And
I
I've
think
always
it's
been drawn to like the black and white like photography too. Like
yeah,
there's so much more mystery and kind of like
yeah,
I don't want to say more depth, but there's a different type of depth to them.
mm-hmm,
Same with like black and white films. I think it gives more it makes your eyes really focus more on shape and silhouette
right, yeah,
versus the colors
mm-hmm,
and different textures. But yeah, I don't. I could see why you probably didn't notice that I've only worked black and white because I think beads just in general. I think the medium in general is what really
yeah,
catches people.
right. And if you think about it, I don't know if on some kind of subconscious level, you're the beads are three dimensional, so they are each bead is catching light. It's not just black and
Yeah.
white. It's catching, the light
Th-
in a different way. So it's more
mhm.
than just black and white in a way. Seems
Which
like
is a
maybe.
pain to photograph.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I know. I saw
Yeah.
you were making prints and stickers. I'm like, how is she doing that? And how is that working?
A lot of practice. Um,
Because you
uh,
get highlights on everything, I imagine, right?
yeah, yeah. My boyfriend bought me a ring camera, which helps sometimes. Um,
What's a ring camera?
or not a ring camera, a ring light.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
ring. Yeah, I've got one right here to help
Oh,
with
okay,
this.
okay.
It's helped a little bit, but it's yeah. Sometimes when I try to take pictures, like the black will look kind of grayish, or there'll be too much glare from the sun, and
Mm-hmm.
it's. I think photographing art is the hardest part about being an artist,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
I got a photographer, and so it's like
Yeah,
I've got a photographer. He's great and he's affordable, and so I make the drive all the way into L.A. to get my stuff photographed, just to
yeah,
not have to deal with any of that stuff. Because I could spend twice as long trying to do it myself and not end up being as good as what he can do. You
yeah.
know?
When I get into bigger pieces, that's what I'm gonna do is pay someone to do it because I'm
Yeah,
not gonna screw that. I'm not.
yeah. That's a whole other skill set being a photographer.
Yeah, yeah. It's the yeah. They're hard to photograph.
Have you tried using a polarizing filter? You know what a
Mm-mm.
polarizing filter is? It's like I got turned. My photographer told me about this actually because oil paintings have the same problem with reflections, and I don't know how it works. It's some crazy black magic. It's weird. It's like you put this filter over the lens of the camera. Even an iPhone, you can get these little ones, and you see the highlights, and you turn the filter. You can't see. It looks normal, except when you turn it, the highlights go away. It's like this weird. I don't know how it works. It's something about the way the light is bouncing off, so it will take the highlights away. It's crazy. So look into polarizing filters. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm wondering how that would.
Yeah, if it would mess
Now I
it up
want
or
to look.
something, Because
Now I want to look at my prints and see, like, can I see the glares? I'm looking. I've got a sticker on my laptop, but I don't. It's so small. It's too small to see the little shines.
I mean, if you're making it work, you're making it work. But
So
polarizing
far.
filters pretty cool for highlights. But I was going to ask you too. Is like I thought that was so smart of you, making prints
Yeah.
and stickers.
Yeah.
So how are those selling? Are those selling for you?
So they're selling okay. The market surprised me though. I almost sold out of the ones that were in frames. People don't want to buy prints that are not framed.
No, I know.
Because
I know.
nobody wants to look for the frames.
I know. I could double my print sales if I offered frames with them, and it's just something I haven't gotten around to.
Yeah, my prints with my beadwork is very new, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. I haven't made any online sales with them yet, but they have been selling at like the market, or I did a VHS swap meet. Have you like where a bunch of VHS collectors buy and sell and trade, and I sold some art at that.
Oh, cool.
But that market that I did, I set up a whole gallery wall, and just like the top row of art was my originals, and then the rest was just framed prints, and those almost sold out.
Wow, that's
And
great.
yeah, so now I'm always looking for frames.
All right. Are you offering the framed ones on your website?
No, not well. I think I have like one on there. I took some of them to a little shop that I sell a lot of my art at, though, called Doll Parts. They're like an artist collective. So they're selling some, but yeah, so far print sales are a little slow, but I think they'll pick up.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea, because it's like you always want to offer affordable options for people that like what you're doing.
Yeah, well, and also even my brooches, my little like cigarette brooches and the fuck ice brooches, the
Those are
fuck
great.
ice ones sell so fast.
I bet. Yeah, I saw those. I was like, that's so great.
Yeah, they sold out really fast at the market. They always sell out fast. So I bought a button maker, like
Yeah.
the circle buttons.
Yeah, I got a button maker too. Those are great.
Dude, make prints just on some cheap paper and make buttons with those, and they sell. They
Oh,
sell.
wow.
Not everybody wants to spend like $40 on a beaded pin,
Right.
but they'll spend $5 on one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my button maker. It's so much fun. They look so nice. They look so professional when you're done.
I
It's just
know,
funny.
I know, and I have like some room org and room org magazines, and like I hate cutting up cool magazines, but then I'm also like, hell yeah, I could make cool horror buttons for myself.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
It's been fun. People come over and drink and make buttons with me, and
Yeah, I love it. I love
it's
it.
a whole party.
Where did you get your button make? I have to ask. This is so obscure.
I just Amazon.
Oh, you got one of the. Okay, you probably got, because I got way into button makers. It's like I got this one. I ended up going to, what is the name of this place? It's like this woman that has this company that just sells button makers in St. Louis or something.
Really?
And like she uses these, she's like, they're all solid metal. They're like really sturdy.
Good quality.
Yeah,
Oh.
and like she repairs them if they break. They're kind of expensive is the thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I figured initial cost,
That's smart, because the one I bought was cheap, and it's gotten jammed a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're trying to pry them open and try
Yeah.
not to break it. It's,
Yeah, I did a whole deep dive on button makers, and it's so funny. It's like a weird little subculture making buttons.
it's
So
so much fun.
I know
It's so,
I was doing like my dog. I made buttons because I do the mystery boxes every year where I just
yeah.
kind of throw a bunch of stuff in, and one year I did my dog. That I don't know how they knew my dog. I guess I talked about my dog in the past, but just all kinds of a picture of myself as a kid and a Mr. Hyde makeup when I was like 8 years old or 9 years old. You could do so many cool buttons.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, my boyfriend has a picture of him as a little kid as Jason Voorhees
Oh, cool.
with like blood on his hands. I should make a button out of that.
Totally, you should make a button. No question.
Yeah.
It's like if I had a sticker printer, I would probably make stickers of all that stuff. That's the
Oh
cool
my
thing about
gosh.
the buttons is like they're kind of like a cheaper alternative that you could do
Yeah.
yourself to stickers.
Well, and you use the cheap computer paper and it looks fantastic because
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
got that clear cover over it.
Yeah, right.
It just and I've been using vintage fabric for the background. So I cut out like
Oh,
pictures and put
cool.
it on the fabric and people really like the fabric ones.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go to a thrift store, get some scraps. Yeah.
Very smart. Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like you got your pretty natural when it comes to marketing and I don't know, coming up with cool presentation and stuff like that.
I'm trying.
It's important. That stuff's important.
It's not easy. It's really hard to market yourself and put a price on yourself. And like if I
Yeah,
could,
I know.
I would love to just make all this shit and give it away for free.
I
I would
know.
love to.
That would be fine. I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
If I was rich, I would just do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, not only selling yourself, but also how you're presenting your work. Like the idea of putting the fabric behind there is just like an added little bonus. Like I don't know if you know Lisa Sfingos. She's an artist and she does a lot of kind of Halloween-y horror type stuff. She was a student of mine on my Patreon. And she did a thing where she was using like, what was it? I think it was wallpaper on the backs of her paintings,
Oh, wow.
on the backs of the frames, because it's like backs of the paintings are ugly. They're just like either card
Yeah.
stock or whatever,
Yeah.
or just whatever. And then I think she was using like, I don't know, themed wallpaper, like Halloween wallpaper, and just like those kinds of things, and like wrapping things up in ribbons and stuff. That stuff is so. I really feel like I need to up my game in that way, because that stuff's cool when you get something that's really packaged well and it's presented
Yeah.
nicely beyond what you paid for. I think that stuff gets
It's
people to want to buy your stuff even more, and I don't know, it's just fun.
It's a nice little touch. And then people who buy your original stuff and sees that, they're like, this little part is mine. Nobody else is going to have this.
Right, yeah,
People
yeah.
who buy prints aren't going to have this.
Yeah,
People who see it
right.
online aren't going to see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes it extra special.
Yeah. I remember I started around Halloween. We usually throw like little Halloween toys in orders, when we remember, but like rubber spiders and just for fun, because I do most of my business online. I remember in the 90s when I was getting into computer animation, there was a guy that was selling plugins, like 3D animation plugins, like
It's-
they're little pieces of software that you add, to. It's like a program within a 3D program that does a certain thing, and you'd have to buy them on disc, right? Like CD. So you'd pay the guy, and they would ship the CD to you, and then you'd add your plugin. You'd have this extra capability on your 3D animation software. But he used to add like army men, plastic army men, and just like all kinds of random shit in the box. And it was so, I still remember it all these years later. It's like so, I think a lot of artists overlook that sort of thing, but I think that stuff really is good to do,
Yeah. I've bought, one time I bought it was during the pandemic, this person that makes like candles with like horror movie themes, she made hand sanitizer. And I bought this hand sanitizer and it came with like Halloween candy and like
Yeah.
spider rings and stuff inside and
It's so
stickers.
great.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. Bonus, like
I
candy
love
with
that
my
stuff.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah. So every artist out there listening, add little toys and stuff. I'm sorry, it's my dog. Stop it. There's a gardener is here and he's scared of the gardener. Or he's going to attack the gardener. Tater, come here. Tater. He's not interested.
No.
He's a little black pug. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you too about those fish. The first thing I thought of with the fish with the faces was the Meaning of Life, the Monty Python movie. I don't know, is that where you got your inspiration from, or is this?
No, people.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
People have brought it up. Yeah.
That was like so cool. I mean, that's from, it was like prosthetic makeups of a fish, and the actors' faces, and it blended off, and they they shot them on a green screen, and then there was obviously like a stick to operate the tail in the back, and then like rotoscoped everything out, and it's like these fish with human faces. It's like,
yeah.
And then I saw yours, I was
that.
like, yeah, absolutely. That's a great movie too, if you haven't seen that one.
No, I've only seen The Holy Grail.
Oh man,
that was back in high school.
That's worth that's worth a rewatch. All those ones, Life of Brian, all those ones. The older I've gotten, the more I liked them, because they kind of make more sense as you get older, because some of the humor is kind of sophisticated. But I would highly recommend all the Monty Python movies. But so where did you get this idea then?
Oh, well, I've always been drawn to like the surreal stuff and like animals with human faces or people with the animal heads, So it's always been a subject matter that I've tried drawing and painting in the past. But the deceased people, I was following this account on Instagram called Nameless Does.
Oh,
and
wow.
they were just posting pictures of deceased people that have not been identified. And
Wow.
I really was like, I wish I was a good painter, because some of these would make really cool paintings.
Yeah.
As sad as it is, but
well, it's like a way of honoring them too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a Pisces, and I love the sea. I live by the beach in Seattle. I'm always out at low tide looking at creatures, and there's something kind of immortal about sea creatures to me. They've been here for so long, and I don't think they're ever going to go away. Like,
right.
Sea creatures, there's something very spiritual about them. So I just put unidentified deceased people's faces on these fish, and
that's so cool.
I've started this whole series.
Yeah.
And I name each piece with their ID number so you can look them up. And
yeah, that is really clever, and that's such a cool idea. I haven't looked any of them up, but I read about it, and I was like, that's a great idea.
It's definitely a series that I think I will be doing my entire life.
Wow. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great concept.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because like I have a folder of like dead people in my photos, my reference photos, and it's a little morbid, but people love it, and I found like it's hard to try to explain it to people, but once I started putting like little tags of what it is on the piece, like just tacking a little tag with the explanation, people get more excited and bring their friends to come look at it. And
yeah, it's the concept. I think the strongest part of it is the idea behind it. Really, it's a good example. That's a good example of, there's the fun artwork, and then it's like you get an idea. Like you're talking about the meaning. People are asking you about the meaning.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you do get those ideas where it's like, this is a cool idea. It's conceptual, kind of, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like it's the only artwork I think I've ever done that actually had like a meaning.
Yeah.
And it's to me, it feels like I'm keeping them going, and hopefully it would be really cool if it helped identify someone.
Right. It's bringing attention for nothing else,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with it. And there's something, not just the spiritual aspect of sea creatures, but beads, the medium itself, like this might sound a little like woo-woo of me, but they kind of hold an energy in them.
Mm.
I think.
Hmm.
I think just the medium itself really adds something to the portraits.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I feel that too, looking at them. Like I was saying about, why they're able to be black and white and not appear to be lacking color is
Yeah.
because there's something, it's the dimensionality of it. I don't know, there's something weird about it.
Right?
When you
It's
see it, when you see it and it's right, you just,
yeah.
you feel it. It's weird.
It is, it's really weird, especially when you see them in person.
I bet. Yeah.
I've had a lot of people just shocked when they see it in person. They kind of understood it seen in pictures, and then it's different.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw your painting at Rock LaRue recently. Like I've seen your pictures and like your
Oh yeah.
details incredible, but when I saw that skull flower like up close, it
Yeah, it's
blew
different.
my mind.
Oh,
Way
thank you.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
such a whole.
gorgeous.
That's the value. So many artists are like, fuck galleries. They take half the money. Blah blah blah. They're not into galleries, but it's like you have to see art. If you really want to see a painting, you have to see it in person. There's just no way around it. Like you said,
No.
it's like an energy thing. It's like there's not a computer filtering information out. It's like your own
Hmm.
eyes are taking the light is literally physically bouncing from this physical painting that this artist made, and it's going right into your eyeballs. There's no like intermediate computer
Hmm.
screen or camera and then another photograph, computer screen. That's like two generations away
Yeah.
already. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, and then also as far as us artists that like wish we could just give away our stuff, um, galleries, yeah, they take a big percentage, but it's a way for people to come see your stuff in person, usually for free. Most
Yeah,
galleries, you walk
exactly.
in for free, you
Hmm.
can look at it.
It's kind of like a public service in a way.
It
You know what I
is.
mean?
It is. And then if it sells, they handle the marketing and the shipping and all that for you.
It really is. That I know that seems like it seems like oh, I can ship it and make 50% of the money, and I could deal with the buyer, and it's it's so much easier to not
To
have to
just,
deal with any of that stuff. And
yeah,
if I could like make a living only working through galleries to where I just had to paint and deliver
yeah,
to the gallery, I would that would be it. I would need nothing
yes.
more than that. But the it just I haven't been able to make that work, make enough money at it to
You have to be
where
like one of those blue chip people.
yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
I'm not there yet, but
No, also
you never know.
I hate shipping art. Like I get nervous shipping art.
I
I
know.
get nervous shipping it to galleries. Like
I
when
know.
when there was those big fires right outside of Pasadena,
Mhm.
I had art shipping there, and it was shipped to a place that had to be, I think it had to be evacuated.
Oh, wow.
And so
Yeah.
I was fearful for everybody over there, but then I was also like, oh my God, like my worst like nightmare when I'm shipping
Yeah,
is
right.
happening.
Your gets burned up.
Yeah,
That's
everything
what
worked out. It was
I mean.
fine.
Yeah. It's like I always in any originals I insure. I just pay the extra insurance because I figure at the worst case it will get lost,
Yeah,
and if it's lost and you're insured, they'll at least you get paid for it. Still
that's
suck though,
smart.
you know.
Yeah. And well, and also I've seen people delivering stuff just throwing boxes, kicking
Yeah,
them.
I
Like,
know.
that's terrible.
You have to pack it really well. You know.
Yeah.
I actually just got that piece back from Rock LaRue because it didn't sell, and
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
haven't opened it yet, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh,
They
I
know what
was
they're
hoping it
doing.
would sell.
Yeah, I was hoping it would sell too, and then it's so funny because these skullflower paintings, I've had such a good record with them selling. So far, I
Mhm.
got two that haven't sold, but also the economy's pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
The lemonized one, which I thought it was like a skull with lemons for eyes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I love that one.
I thought it was funny and colorful, and I thought that would sell. That one hasn't sold either. But looking back at the Rock LaRue piece, I feel like it was too much. I was looking at all my reference photos and I was just like, why didn't this one sell? And even when I finished it, I was like, this could have been better. And I think it's because it was angled down. I was going for this look like almost like sniffing a flower sort of. Mm. And it's just so much of it is the top of the skull, which is kind of like not that interesting. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like if it was up more, I had these other reference photos that I'd taken where it was the head was up more and it was more focused on the details of the skull and less about a big empty skull and taking the attention. So I just, you know, you analyze stuff that doesn't sell or stuff that does sell. And,
I could see what you're saying, but then again, if you see it in person, you can see all that little detail you put just in that part.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I agree. You got to see it in person, but it's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in another show or something. Try and get it in another show.
It'll sell.
Yeah, eventually things sell. I've only got a couple pieces that haven't sold from like 2009 still.
Oh my God.
But they're big and expensive and I never show them and I kind of like them and I sort of don't want to sell them, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I think your stuff is great and happy to see you putting the work in, you know, and
Thank you.
And making the most of it. So many people, you know, you have to bust your ass to make a living doing this stuff, and I don't know. It's rare to catch on in a way to like you said. To what year did you start?
I started 2021, but I've been showing for 1 year.
Okay, showing 1 year. You're doing pretty damn good. So
thank you. Thank you.
I mean, and it's very wise of you to really take advantage of it and just bust your ass and keep doing it. That's what it takes. If you just keep doing this, it's gonna keep going. I think your stuff is awesome. I mean, you know, I bought work from you.
Yeah.
I don't buy a lot of work from people, so that's a high compliment from me.
You bought one of my earliest cigarettes.
Yeah. so cool.
I was so excited that I made a post on Facebook. I was like, guys, Chet Zar bought something from me. I was like, you don't know how big of a deal this is.
It made me laugh. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is so funny. It's so cool. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention before we go is like, I did want to talk about, there is an element of humor in the work too, which I like. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like anyway, or it's not just like the fuck ice is funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the cigarettes are funny. It's like the idea of a beaded cigarette made out of beads is just cracks me up. So it's like, there is this element of humor in there too. Even with some of the horror stuff, it's like, you know, the cool kind of Vincent Price it's cool and dark, but it's also kind of funny. You know, it's like there's an element of good-natured humor to it, I believe.
I think a lot of people who don't watch a lot of horror don't realize how good-natured and happy and colorful horror is.
Right. Yeah.
Like, horror is very, I don't know, like I can't watch a lot of sci-fi because it freaks me out. Or just like really realistic, like thrillers, like they get my anxiety up. But like horror, like there's nothing real about this monster covered in slime.
Yeah, right. And think about when people watch horror movies, they're doing it for fun, and they're for the most part. I mean, there's stuff like Hereditary or something that are kind of like serious, dark, scary, and I appreciate or The Exorcist. That's not really
I love The
funny
Exorcist.
movie. It's such a great movie, but that's like very serious and scary. But so many horror movies are like just fun. People are laughing even though they're scared. It's like it's kind of like a roller coaster, like an amusement park in a way, you know?
Yeah.
In the same way where it's scary and fun at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I wanted to ask you before we go. I remember in a previous episode you were talking about Slither, right? You worked on Slither? Was it
No.
Slither or who was working on
Uh,
Slither?
uh, what's his name? I can't play. Oh, I'm totally blanking out. Now I'm gonna have to look.
Oh,
It,
I think you guys are talking about Slither.
yes.
The prop in Slither was the prop from Beyond.
Oh no, that was the pro. Okay, okay. I got it. I got it. It was
Okay.
the suit from Beyond. It was this big
Yes, with the
creature.
doctor scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then we had to spray paint it black, ruin the great paint job. I was talking to Mark Shostrom about this, I think. And he's the guy who made the original From Beyond suit, and it was this
Mhm.
amazing sculpture and a really amazing paint job. And they made us spray paint it black because it's for this movie Transformations, which I'm sure you haven't seen. Nobody's seen it. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I actually think I might have seen that, but
it's
it's one of
it's
those
the
ones that I
bottom of
don't
the
remember that
barrel.
well.
It's the bottom. It's like a science fiction alien ripoff, and the monster looked
Okay.
kind of like a chicken monster. It was really ridiculous. Rex Smith, the '70s teen idol, was in it like later
For
in his career.
some reason, I thought it was Slither, but
Yeah,
because the costume kind of looks the same. But
yeah. It's got the same fleshy feel to it.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was From Beyond, ruining a amazing From Beyond prop for a terrible movie called Transformations.
It's so I think it's so cool though.
It was at the time we were just like, I felt bad because it's like this is a finished piece that was shot in a movie, part of movie history, and we're spray painting it black for this piece of shit, worthless movie that nobody working on it even cared about. Like the director was like, he was an editor and he was just getting a chance, and he was like, he didn't care about the movie. It was just like,
No.
yeah, it was totally, this movie was like an afterthought. It's just, but stuff in the movie business gets just tossed, thrown away. Amazing props, just
Well, a
get.
lot of stuff kind of rots away too, doesn't it? So,
Yeah, yeah. If you, I mean, now I think now people know that you put things in sealed plastic bags and they will keep. But there was makeup effects studios would, after a show was done, they would break the molds. Back when they were plaster molds, break them up, throw them in the dumpster, and then like take foam pieces of like Darkman or the Blob, rip them up, throw them in the dumpster because
oh man.
some people knew where all the shops were. The early people that collect this stuff, like before it was kind of like a thing to collect props, and they would go and like dumpster dive at shop dumpsters
That's
and get these
awesome.
amazing props. I know it's pretty cool.
Now they've got gold mines in their homes, so
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now they're probably rich, all the people that were doing that. But then people, the effects shops didn't want to get sued, I guess, for stuff getting out, that
yeah,
people owning it, so they started tearing them up. It's just kind of a shame, but
that's too bad.
yeah. Anyway, that's our final story for the day.
I love it. I love those stories.
Yeah, I got to do an episode on those stories. I got so many stories from the
I would be
movie
so
business.
excited. I would be there on the premiere, chatting
Okay.
away, asking questions.
So what can you tell people where to find you? I will have that also in the text of the podcast.
Um,
But
yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Arpeggio, Artepeggio.
okay,
Um, or I have a website, arpeggioromiti.com. I also have Patreon.
great.
$1
Oh
a
yeah,
month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Join her Patreon. And all you people that have memberships to the Dark Art Society, you should join her Patreon as well, since you already have accounts. So all
Yes.
you have to do is push a button,
Yeah,
and
thank
it's cheap,
you.
$1. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not really anywhere else. I'm not really, I don't do TikTok. I don't do a bunch of other things.
All right.
Instagram's enough.
Yeah, I know. It's like I barely
Yeah.
keep up with that. And Patreon too is the other thing. It's like
I really like Patreon though.
I do too. I love it. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
it's almost
great.
like a newsletter.
Yeah, right. I kind of
Yeah.
use it as an email list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go check out her stuff. and buy it while it's still affordable.
Oh, thank you.
Because, these things get more expensive. That's part of the cool thing about having newer artists on this podcast is you're kind of able to discover them and buy their work up while it's affordable before it blows up. So don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm always getting told that I'm undercharging. So
that's how I did, though. I did it that way. I started low, and because what they say, you can always raise it, but you can never lower it. So
yep.
It's better to be lower than too high. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. It was great talking to you. Love your work and appreciate everything you're doing. And the last year you listen to the podcast, so the last thing you have to say goodbye to the audience.
Oh my God. I have been thinking about what I was going to say. I've got nothing. This is a dream come true. So thank you, audience, for listening in. And I hope you like my beadwork, and don't be afraid to try something new, even if it just seems weird.
That's always good advice in general, in life in general. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.